Now, this is the artist you're seeing. This is not the role of the rapper. Beyonce is not always Beyonce. I'm sure when she take all the hair off and these all that, I think she definitely another person. She's the artist that works in profession and practices constantly and rehearse and sings and practice to do behind the scenes to create the illusion of Beyonce. But she's not Beyonce all the time. And so that's the point of what I'm saying is that here you see the artist, you see the actor, and then you sort of get some insight as to all the things he put together to create the role of Tupac the gangster. And what I'm saying is that he was never a gangster because even what he did as a gangster isn't what gangsters do, right? He was an actor who manifested his lower self as a gangster, and he got locked into that role because he didn't have insight into the differences between walking away from the character or detaching from the character and go back to the audience, where Tupac the gangster was only one role he should have created. The people around him should have helped him detach from the gangster role, come back as an artist, and recreate something else just as magnificent as Tupac the gangster. And he didn't have the support around him as an artist to say, hey, you have to detach from the role because you can't go on living your life as if you're a gangster around real gangsters and you're an actor. So here, just look at his facial expressions, his body language, is how he uses his speech and things like that. And then you see a fuller person. When he went from his higher self, he has access to all of his capacity, right? Everything that he's developed to at that point, he has acted to all that capacity. But when he shifted down to his lower self in this casted role as Tupac, then he only had access to those narrow cognitive functionings. And that's why he did the same low functioning, unpredictable, highly volatile, highly karma behavior. The original that removed him from the environment. Someone should have helped him with that. And you start to see who he really was here. He wasn't the one on Hit 'em Up. The one on Hit 'em Up was a man who was traumatized, and I think with a very severe form of PTSD, surrounded by a bunch of psychopaths.